Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. I have to share some news with you it has me so absolutely beyond livid, beyond furious. I can't even tell you right now. Trump just admitted on camera that his U.S. Marshals committed cold-blooded murder. Take a look at the video and then I'll explain why this is not just Trump being Trump and talking out of his ass, and why this is actually backed up by dozens of witnesses and the U.S. Marshals who committed this extrajudicial killing. Take a look.
We sent in the U.S. Marshals. Took 15 minutes, it was over. 15 minutes, it was over. We got him. They knew who he was. They didn't want to arrest him. In 15 minutes, that ended.
So there you see it. I was already planning to report on new findings in this case that came out last night in multiple news outlets, but there you have it. The President of the United States just admitted that these piece of shit cops had no intention of arresting Michael Reinoehl and taking him into custody so that he could be allowed to stand trial, as so many right-wing terrorists have been allowed to do. Remind me again of where Kyle Rittenhouse is. Is he 6 feet under? No, he's sitting in his mommy and daddy's home after murdering 2 people and injuring another. And remember, Reinoehl also said it was self-defense. But if you're not familiar with the case, if you haven't been watching the show or haven't kept up on this, I'll just quickly recap. Reinoehl admitted to shooting and killing a militia member in Portland, Oregon, and he alleged in an interview with Vice News, while he was on the run from the police and also militia members, that the murder was self-defense. He claimed that the man he murdered had knives and pepper spray, and that he felt that his life, as well as the lives of the people that he was with, were in danger. So no different than Kyle Rittenhouse. And just as Kyle Rittenhouse will get his day in court, Michael Reinoehl had a right to that as well, under our United States Constitution and under the laws enacted in this country. However, what happened was that U.S. Marshals pulled up in 2 vehicles and they shot at Reinoehl as he left the building where he was staying. So there's been a lot of talk about how it went down, if he shot first. Since that time, 22 people, 22 witnesses have been interviewed about what happened. 21 out of the 22 say that cops never once announced themselves or attempted to apprehend Reinoehl before they killed him. That is something that happens in banana republics. This is something that happens in third world countries. Law and order? Are you freaking kidding me? The law states that someone who is accused of committing a crime has a right to counsel, has a right to go to court and be judged by a jury of their peers. And U.S. Marshals themselves have given inconsistent accounts of what took place. So one has said he thought he saw Reinoehl raise a weapon inside the vehicle prior to officers opening fire. But 2 others said they never saw a weapon, but they saw him make a motion towards his center console. Yeah, you mean like most of us do when we get in our car and we put on our seatbelts? Are you kidding me? And 4 officers who were riding in an SUV said that they warned Reinoehl before opening fire. They claimed that they yelled, "Stop, police." One officer said that when Reinoehl moved from his vehicle to the street, because apparently they shot him, they hit him with bullets while he was still in the car, and then he got out of the car and tried to get away from the gunfire, I'm assuming, and made his way into the street, and then that's when they unloaded even more on him. So one officer said that when he moved from the vehicle to the street, he pointed a gun. But all of the other officers say no, that it appeared he was trying to retrieve a gun from his pants pocket. So did Reinoehl have a weapon? Yeah. He had two weapons. His primary weapon was found in his pocket. It was still in his pocket when he was laying there on the street dead. The other weapon was found still in his vehicle in a bag. He never even tried to get it out. Now, one thing that all of the officers agreed on in all of the interviews was that Reinoehl never fired a single shot. Yet 5 of the 22 witnesses said U.S. Marshals began firing instantly as soon as they pulled up. Why? This is not Trump's first comment. His first comment was something to the effect of, well, there has to be retribution. No, this is the United States of America, or at least it used to be. There is no retribution when it comes to law and order. You follow the law. There is order to that law. People have a right to a day in court. Just as Rittenhouse, just as all of these lunatic militia members who were planning to kidnap and murder the governor of Michigan. Should there be retribution for that? No, they all got taken to jail. They all get their day in court. So here's what some witnesses say. One witness, a man named Garrett Lewis, he's a former U.S. Army medic. He was outside watching his 2 sons. They were riding their bikes with a friend, and that's when the cars drove up. He said that the vehicles pulled up in such an aggressive and high-speed manner that he assumed it was a drug dealer coming to gun down one of their rivals. So he tried to get his sons out of the line of fire. Lewis said, quote, "I respect cops to the utmost, but things were definitely in no way, shape, or form done properly." 2 other witnesses, Chad Smith and Chase Cutler, said they were outside. They were just finishing up. They were working on their car, and they heard a vehicle accelerate rapidly. Smith and Cutler report then seeing another vehicle move in at high speed, and they thought that it must be a road rage incident or a gang shooting. And they took off running, and why, I don't know. They followed the cars, so they witnessed the murder. Nate Dingus, who also witnessed the event, said that Reinoehl had a phone in one hand and a bag in the other. And as I've mentioned in a previous show, I've talked about Mr. Dingus in the past. He said that the marshals jumped out of their vehicles before they even came to a complete stop and immediately opened fire without providing warning. He said, quote, "There was no get out of the car. There was no stop. There was no nothing. They just got out of the car and started shooting." Another man who happened to be walking his dog near the scene when this all went down said that almost immediately after U.S. Marshals vehicles came to a stop, he heard approximately 10 gunshots, and he never heard them announce themselves or attempt to arrest Reinoehl. He said, quote, "There was no yelling, there was no screaming, there was no altercation. It was just straight to gunshots." All total, U.S. Marshals fired 37 bullets at Reinoehl. They were shot from 2 rifles and 2 handguns. And many of those bullets also hit surrounding property and nearly hit other people. That's how careless they were. That's how cavalier they are. One man that lives nearby, his name is Angel Romero, he said that 5 bullets hit his walls and fence, and 1 bullet passed just above his dog kennels, made its way into his home, and nearly hit his brother. Another man said he found ricochet bullets where his child had been playing. And for any of you right-wingers who are saying, yeah, that's great, take him down, you're so excited that Trump essentially ordered the murder of this guy because he killed a right-winger, think about this. Think about when we have a President Biden over the next 4 years, or think about when we have a President AOC in the future. And if one of your little right-wing buddies, one of your little militia members who think they're G.I. Joe are out there like Rittenhouse and they go kill people, Are you going to be okay if President Biden or President AOC orders their U.S. Marshals or their DOJ to go and just shoot them? Would you think that that was okay if President Biden ordered people to not go pick up Kyle Rittenhouse and take him to prison and let him have his day in court to prove his case, but instead he ordered them to go and just slaughter him? Would you be okay with that? I'm warning everybody right now. Don't come crying. Do not. Save your freaking tears. If anything like this goes down under a Democratic administration, I don't want to hear people who are okay with this complain about that. This is absolutely not the United States of America anymore. I have gone from being disgusted by Biden, absolutely not wanting to vote for him under any circumstances. I had 100% planned to vote for the Green Party. When Trump started nabbing people, peaceful protesters off the street, arresting them without proper authority, without warrant, holding people against their will. When he started upping the ante on all of this, tear gassing peaceful protesters, I started to feel like I had to cast my vote for Biden reluctantly. I felt like there was no choice, and I was not happy to do it. And I've still been struggling with it. I've still been going back and forth. Now, knowing this shit, knowing that this man, he is literally an authoritarian, he is literally a fascist, ordering extrajudicial killings in my country? Fuck that. I am now excited to vote for Biden. I am now going to talk to everyone in my orbit. I am now going to pressure my lifelong Republican husband to cast his vote for Biden. I will now pressure my children to vote for Biden. I will now pressure everyone I know to vote for Biden and Harris. This is like the beginning of a war. It really is. At this point, I'm almost praying for another country to come in and enact a regime change. I mean, how do people watch this stuff going down from other countries and not think that it needs to happen? With this today, this is the final straw. So I hope that Michael Reinoehl's family uses this video admission by Trump to sue the living hell out of the federal government for slaughtering their family member. This proves it. They put a hit on this guy and they carried out an extrajudicial murder. They had no intention of arresting him. We suspected it from the beginning, or at least I did, and now Trump admits it. And you know what? Anybody, Trump voters out there? The guy says the quiet parts out loud. You know why? Because he's a freaking moron. Because he's a freaking idiot. People may have done nasty, underhanded, illegal stuff in the past, but Trump is so stupid, he talks about it. That's who you voted for. A freaking murderer. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm a little hot under the collar today. So as always, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to Plants and Politics. The only way we can take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again.